Today I have for you the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey Protein Review. So Optimum Nutrition is probably one of the most well-known brands, especially within protein. It's probably a brand and a product you've already tried. If not, this review will shed some light on the brand and on this product and if it is right for you. So I'm going to break this review down into my typical categories I do for supplements, and that is the ingredients, that is the mixture and the taste, and then finally the price. But for this review, I'm going to start with the price. And this is where I believe Optimum Nutrition far excels over many other brands. It is one of the cheapest protein brands, especially if you have a Costco membership here in the United States, then Optimum Nutrition is the cheapest protein you'll find with the highest quality. Typically a bag like this, as you can see, this will set you back around $60. It has 80 servings in there, so less than $1 a serving. If you're using one scoop every day, this is around 2.5 months supply here, and it's over a 5-pound bag. So this is one of the best deals you'll get regarding protein for the price. But like with all things supplements, price often indicates quality. In my opinion and in my experience, not with Optimum Nutrition, but with other brands. Now let's start with the ingredients breakdown. So if we look at the ingredients here, we have a 32 gram scoop that gives you around 120 calories, 2 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbohydrates, and 24 grams of protein. Now what you want to see in a protein powder is you want to see the protein grams as close to the serving size as possible. So this is a 32 gram scoop and 24 grams of that is protein. Obviously you're not going to get 32 gram scoop and a 32 gram of protein when you're having a flavored whey protein, because the flavoring obviously takes some of that space. And if it's not pure whey isolate, which this isn't, which we'll dive into in a sec, you'll have a slightly lower protein count, which is perfectly fine. You typically want anywhere from 24 grams up of protein within your 30-ish gram scoop, which is what Optimum Nutrition has. The problem is when you start seeing protein powders that have, for example, a 30 or 32 gram scoop and you have 21 grams of protein, because typically you have a high carbohydrate count, you have other filler ingredients in there. And when you have a protein powder, your goal is to have protein, not other filler ingredients. Now, when we dive into the actual ingredients, it's a protein blend. So you have whey protein isolate, concentrate, and hydrolyzed whey protein. So within a protein powder, typically for hydrolysate or hydrolyzed whey protein, you will pay a premium for it. Next on the list, you have a whey isolate. You will also pay a premium for it. And then you have a whey concentrate, which is typically on the lower end and is very much cheaper. Now, typically if you have a pure whey concentrate, you will have much lower protein counts to the serving size. So for example, when I mentioned the 21 grams of protein, maybe in a 30 gram scoop, typically that will be purely whey concentrate versus something that is a blend like Optimum Nutrition or something that is purely whey isolate. Now, does it matter which one you go for regarding protein? No, if you have no food allergies. So all the proteins will work the same way: concentrate, whey isolate, hydrolyzed, whatever it is. You can use any of them and you will get the benefits from the protein powder. Now, if you are lactose intolerant, have maybe a sensitivity to dairy and lactose, then you want to opt for something that is purely whey isolate or hydrolyzed, because there is less or no lactose in those versus the whey concentrate. So if you are sensitive to lactose or dairy, potentially you may want to look at a different option versus Optimum Nutrition. But if you don't have any of these issues, this is a great protein powder. I mean, I have 2 bags right here. It's the ones I use each day. And typically chocolate, vanilla, these are the flavors that you need. Now, if you're an athlete, a competitive athlete, this is where I think you get the benefits the most, and I believe that you should opt for a brand like this if you are competitive, and that is because it has the drug-free stamp or seal of approval. And if you are competitive, you need to look for that stamp on every single one of your supplements. A recent study came out showing that close to 50% of drug failures within professional sport are put down to tainted supplements. Don't put yourself in that position if you are drug tested. Go for something that has the banned substance tested tick on your supplements. Optimum Nutrition has that, so you're good to go, and you know that it has been tested and you know that it is safe and you will not pop positive. during a random drug test. So that's very important for anyone who is an athlete. Outside of that, just your typical protein powder has the same BCAA, EAA profiles as other protein powders since it's whey protein. It is gluten-free. I mean, like every other protein powder, I don't think anyone's spiking their protein with wheat. And that's pretty much all there is to say about the ingredients and how it's put together. Now, the next thing is looking at how it tastes and how it mixes. So I have a clear shaker, half filled with water here to show you some mixability. Then I'll be going with chocolate on this one, just 1 scoop. And I'll show you how this mixes and also how it tastes. I really don't like these shakers, these ones leak, but for the purpose of the video, it's for you. So as you can see there, I don't know if you can see on that image, but it's perfectly mixed. There's no clumps in there, and I don't have a blender ball or anything in there to break up the powder. I just put it straight into water, and you might not be able to see that, but essentially it's all mixed with that small amount of water, 1 scoop. Now, I will say regarding taste with Optimum Nutrition, it's not as strong as some other brands. So there are other brands out there like Dymatize that have a very chocolatey flavored protein. It actually tastes really damn nice. While it is chocolate and it has a chocolatey flavor, it's not as intense. So it's not going to give you like you're drinking a chocolate brownie, for example. Which is, I mean, to me, I don't really give a shit. As long as it tastes good and doesn't taste bad, I'm happy. It doesn't have a gross aftertaste or anything like that. The vanilla tastes great if you love the vanilla flavor. The chocolate tastes great. It's just not as intense as other protein powders. So just bear that in mind if you want an intense flavor, or you can just use less water and you should be able to get a more intense flavor out of it. Also down in the description, there should be a link to Optimum Nutrition. I'll put where the best deal I can find is for you down there so you can get it at a good price. If you have a Costco membership, make sure you go to Costco. Get it there. It is much cheaper than anywhere else, but I'll find a link to this specific one for you. But also check out down in the description, Lift Big Eat Big Underground. There is a private community where you have all our training programs within the training app. That is to build muscle, Olympic weightlifting, strongman, all of that is in there, plus the private community with us coaches in there. You can ask us any questions on these supplements, training, whatever it is down in the description. Look, if you enjoyed this review, leave a comment below. Do you drink Optimum Nutrition protein powder? Good, bad experiences, anything like that, I want to know, and I can review more supplements for you.